In this video, I'll share with you 6 hacks that you need to know to create some more professional looking smartphone videos, so that in the end your video does not look boring like this and more exciting like this. What's up everybody, my name is Julian, I'm the creator of Smartphone Filmmaking Pro, and the first tip that I have for you is to use the full potential of your iPhone. The smartphones that we have in our pockets these days are capable of delivering absolutely amazing video footage, but you need to have the right settings and you need to tweak a few things before you get started. By default, our iPhones only let us record in 1080p at 30 frames per second, which is fine, don't get me wrong, but our iPhones these days can shoot up to 4K Dolby Vision, HDR, or even ProRes at up to 60 frames per second. So first off, go into your settings and change the resolution from 1080p to 4K, and when you're shooting some B-roll sequences, then make sure to switch from 30 frames to 60 frames per second, because then you will just have more options in the post-production to slow your footage down. On top of the resolution and the frame rate, our iPhones also have 3 different lenses, or in case you have like the standard iPhone 12 or 13 or 11 or whatever, you only have 2 different lenses, but still make sure that you capture different perspectives with the different lenses that you have. It's very important whenever you're capturing a sequence that you have varieties of different angles and shots and focal length, just so that it is more interesting for the viewer. So make sure that you change the resolution, change the frame rate, and make sure that you get a large variety of different shots and use all your lenses that you have. The second tip that I have for you is a very quick one. Before you press the record button, now that you have already switched to 4K and 60 frames per second, just make sure that you clean the lenses of your smartphone. We have our smartphones in our hands all day long, and if I take a look on smartphone lenses, most of the time they are all just smudgy and dusty and just not looking good. So just before you press the record button, make sure that you clean them. Ideally you would have like a small microfiber cleaning cloth, and if not, then just take your t-shirt, make sure that you wipe the lenses clean, make sure that you also check if there is some dust on it, and if not, then you're good to go. The third tip that I have for you is to add movement and stabilization to your shots. If you take a look at a static shot, that can look very nice if you have a nice framing and some rules of composition and all of that. But if you compare that static shot to a nice push-in where you're using the wide angle, and when you're also shooting at 60 frames per second, in my opinion, this is just absolutely no comparison. What I would recommend is that you get some sort of a 3-axis gimbal. The one that I have right here is the Science Smooth 5. That's currently my go-to gimbal for my iPhone, but there are also a ton of other options out there. On the channel we have several different comparisons of different gimbals, so in case you're in the market for one, definitely make sure to check out our channel. The fourth tip that I have for you is a very important one that often gets overlooked by beginner smartphone filmmakers, and that is to add music, good music and sound effects to your final video. Music can change completely the outcome or the feeling, the emotions that you can create with a video. And this brings us to our sponsor for today's video, and that is Epidemic Sound. If you're searching for high quality music and sound effects without having to deal with copyright claims or paying tons of money, then you should definitely check out Epidemic Sound. For the last couple of months, pretty much all of the music that I got for my professional work, as well as for my YouTube stuff and also for my coursework, has come exclusively from Epidemic Sound. It's super easy to navigate. You can browse through different genres and themes, and what I think is fantastic is the Find Similar function. If you found a track that you like but it's just not quite there, just click that button and they will give you a few options that sound similar, and like 99% of all of the times, this is where I found the music that I actually ended up taking. Epidemic Sound does offer different subscription models, so if you are a content creator, you can choose between a personal and a commercial license, and the best of all, you can start a free trial today. Just head over to the link in the description, sign up today. Huge thanks to Epidemic Sound for sponsoring this video. So now that we have already talked about music and sound effects for your video, the next tip is all about recording audio when you're actually on set. And I have my iPhone 13 Pro here, and I'll just start a recording. So what you can hear and see right now is coming from the iPhone 13 Pro and the internal audio. So the internal sound of the iPhone 13 Pro and basically any other smartphone is pretty nice. You can understand what I'm saying, but it also just captures all of the ambient sounds around me. What you can see right here, this is the Rode Video NTG that Rode kindly sent me, and I'll just start a recording again. And what you can hear and see right now is shot on the iPhone 13 Pro and the Rode Video NTG, and I think this is just a night and day difference. You could also, get a lavalier microphone for your smartphone, just depending on what you prefer. But the conclusion of this tip is just make sure whenever you have someone talking that you capture clean audio. And the last tip that I have for you is after you have shot your videos in the post-production, make sure that you add some color grading to your videos. This will make a huge difference in the final outcome, and you can do that right directly on your smartphone, or you could do it on a computer. Members of Smartphone Filmmaking Pro get lots from us. These are kind of like drag and drop color grading filters like you have them on Instagram, and they will just make a huge difference in the final outcome of your videos. If you would like to learn more about smartphone filmmaking, we also have a free webinar for you guys, and we have job shadows and well over 20 hours of content. It will be the first link down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. In case you would like to know which is my personal favorite gimbal and how they compare to the other ones, make sure to check out this video right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.